Hello, I'm Kaylin, and this is my yellow nape Amazon Lorenza. And in this video, in addition to helping you get in the flow, we're going to answer the question of how do you raise yourself to attract more money? It's a question someone asked us. Do you have to go to places where there is more money? Do you have to hang around people with more money? And the answer is there's some of both. Yes, it really helps to rub elbows, so to speak, with people who have money. Why? Because one of the things that happens is you get exposed to their mindset. You get exposed to, for example, if you're in shopping in a really expensive place, hopefully you start to kind of get past thinking that things are expensive, that kind of thing. And it's not to say that they stop being expensive, but you start to shift your perception so that you don't monitor the price tag as much as you start to tap into monitoring the experience, monitoring something else. Sometimes, for example, designer shoes compared to just like more run-of-the-mill shoes makes a really big difference as far as comfort goes, but maybe better like arch support. All sorts of things like that, and things that can really affect the experience that you're having. So instead of being used to looking at something and just looking at the price tags, or which is the place a lot of people come from, if you spend time with people with money, or if you constantly shop in places where things are going to be more expensive, you kind of get used to it. If you've ever traveled somewhere and like, for example, Japan tends to be expensive. If you've ever traveled to Japan, or I have a friend who just moved to Hawaii, and food, for example, is really expensive there. Actually, so is rent and real estate. Well, initially you kind of have the sticker shock of, oh my God, it's so much money. But when you live there for a while, it just is what it is. Like, what's the difference between one price for a gallon of milk versus another price for a gallon of milk that's double or triple? The difference is literally double or triple, but as far as your experience goes, the milk is hopefully the milk kind of thing. So how much you pay for it makes a difference, but it also doesn't. Like, the milk is still the same. So to get it to Hawaii, they have to import the milk most of the time, so it costs more. So when you spend your time around people who are more focused on something else, and, oh dear, did you just break my earring? Yes, you did. She just got the rhinestone out of my earring. That is the power of a hookbill or a parrot. When you spend your time around people who have money, what happens is they are focused on something else, and you want to look at what it is that they are focused on. So if that resonates with you, that's a good thing to be around, because then you hear other people's beliefs, you hear other people talking about focusing on things where, like maybe money's not as big of a deal to them, although generally money's a big deal to most people. It doesn't matter how little or how much they have. Most people, not everyone. But it's also still going to be really nice to be around people whose perception is, I can have that, I can do that. I just watched a video with Robert Kiyosaki in it, and I apologize if I said his last name wrong. But in the video, he said that poor people say, I can't afford that. And rich people have a mindset where he said he himself, for example, will say, how can I afford that? And so it's a different mindset. It's a different way of looking at the world. And energetically, it's very different. One is closed off. One is in a place of disallowing. And it's also really actually disempowering. The other is far more empowering, because if you come from a place of, the truth is, you can, you could buy probably anything you want. You might not be able to buy a lot of other things, but when you come from a place of, what do I really want? And I could probably afford it. What do I really want? And I'll save my money for it. That's very different. Like, you're giving yourself the recognition that you can do things, you can increase your ability to purchase things. Then you're in a much better place. It's a very different mindset. You don't want everything the world has to offer. I just went shopping and they had all these Halloween decorations because it's that time of year. And I jokingly said to my husband, I just want all of it because I love Halloween. But I don't really want all of it. I actually didn't buy anything, right? I bought a gift, one or two little Halloween gifts, but for other people. But I didn't buy anything myself because I already have enough that there's no more room to decorate my house. So I made a choice, not based on the price tag, and the prices weren't a problem, but based on me and my life and what fits me and what suits me. So if you want to raise your frequency, one of the things you want to do is you really want to focus on you. And you want to make sure that you're raising your frequency. You can go try to spend your time in places where there's more money, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to impact you. You want to first and foremost really focus on yourself. When you shift your mindset about abundance, what abundance is, your relationship to abundance, money, what money is, your relationship to money, it starts to change a lot of things. Or are you cuddling with me? Yes. And that's going to be far more impactful than just going and hanging out with people with money. That's still going to help you. You're going to be exposed to some different perceptions. And that's always, if nothing else, probably an eye-opening experience, generally speaking. But you are the center of your universe, and that's really where you want to start, and that's really where you want to focus. Thank you so much for the question. Anytime you have a question, please be sure to comment. Lorenz and I love to come and destroy my earrings and help you in videos. See you next time.